Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for watching. If you watched my previous video, you know that it was about installing a platform in the back of the Jeep in order to encompass a fridge slide, a fridge, and some sort of a drawer system. I didn't forget about you guys. I know it's been 3 weeks since I did that video, but not everything worked out the way I wanted it to. Due to space in the back of the Jeep, the drawer system will not fit beside the slide. So we had to come up with a kind of different plan for that. And I'm going to go and show you what that plan was and how we kind of did it. But it does involve a seat delete, and it involved tweaking some things around a little bit. So why don't we go out to the Jeep, we'll have a look at that, and I'll show you what I've done so far. Okay guys, so like I said, I did have to pull the rear floor back out of the Jeep again to accommodate the changes that we're going to make. And I did redo the floor. I am going to lose access to this under storage area. Not a big deal right now. We do have a lot more space with the 40% seat delete that we did and the storage drawers. So at this point, I'm going to leave it. Now, moving on to the side of the Jeep, if you can see here, we have no more seat. We took it right out. And I didn't get to film that because unfortunately the weather at the time was pretty bad, and I literally was scrambling to figure out a way to mount this drawer system and everything else. So I didn't film it, but if you do want to check out a video on how to remove your seats from your Jeep, there's actually a YouTuber, Cheaper Jeeper TV. Go check his channel out. He's got a video on removing actually your entire rear seat and doing like a sleeping platform. He has a lot of great videos, a lot of good DIY stuff and stuff to save you money. So definitely go check him out. That's the video I watched in order to remove this seat. So now what I did here, and it's fairly simple. So as you look here, this is just a 5/8 inch thick plywood platform that I painted black, and I utilized the existing seat bolt and holes in order to bolt this down. So that, you know, it's strong. I can shake the entire Jeep by doing that. It's not going anywhere. The drawer system we ended up going with was the DEWALT 2.0 Tough System. And the only reason I switched from my original idea of the Milwaukee pack-out system was just due to the fact that this one is actually about 2 inches shorter than the other one. So it fits a little bit nicer in here. And in order for the drawers to actually open, because, you know, the contours here of the Jeep door, if I were to mount the drawer system on this platform, the drawers, they just wouldn't open. Thankfully, DEWALT has this tote that they make. It's an open face tote, so even when the drawer system sits on top here, you can still access stuff underneath, right? So as long as it's not too big and too cumbersome, you can easily pull it out. Yeah, so clipping the system in is actually fairly easy. Once you get it properly lined up, of course. Get it seated where it's supposed to be seated. Yeah. There we go. Clipped in. Well guys, so like I said before, having the drawers mounted on top of this tote bin is actually really useful because, again, you've got this under storage here. You can pull stuff out easy enough if you want, you know, your toolkit or whatever. I haven't set anything up and put it where, you know, it's going to be, but there's plenty of room here. Like even in front, down here, I've got a couple bags for like recovery ropes and stuff that I can stick here. They'll easily fit there. Even my air compressor I can put here. It's a great drawer system. It's very durable. It's all metal rollers. Locks into place so you're not worried about it, you know, coming open when you're off-roading or whatnot. And for the most part, it's strong, it's sturdy, it's not going to go anywhere. Apparently, according to DEWALT on their website, the Tough System 2.0 is pretty waterproof and dustproof. Now, I'm not necessarily seeing that. Yeah, it does have, it's got, okay, so it's got a silicone gasket all around the door. So once that closes, I guess, yeah, it would be pretty watertight and dustproof, I guess. Now, this system is great because I can still, like, I don't have to just build it like this. I can pick pretty much anything that they have and click it in. I can even go with the smaller, they have a 3-drawer unit I could put up here. So it's kind of a versatile system, and it's definitely if you're in like the trades or something like that, when you're into plumbing, electrical, stuff like that, something like this would be awesome. Now, if you're like me and you're just a guy off-roading and want storage, well, the system's going to be great for you too. And that's going to leave a lot of room for the stuff in the back. So let's go to the back again, and I'll show you kind of how I changed the platform system. Okay guys, so let's see if I can show you this a little bit better here. I did end up putting fabric on this panel here, and like I said, I got rid of the cutout and the access panel that was in here. It just wasn't really working for me, and I think we're gonna have enough space without it. Now, all I did was I used automotive upholstery fabric and used a spray adhesive to adhere it to the panel itself. And then again, you still have your holes all on the sides here so that you can easily put your hardware back in. So I think that's gonna sit perfect in there. Yeah, so perfect. And I contoured this line on the edge here. I don't know if you can see that, but I'll show you a little bit better here. So if you guys can see this, I left an overlap on the fabric, right? So it's going to overlap all that, so it kind of ties in and fits a little bit nicer than just the plywood did. I can now easily go ahead, bolt this down, put the fridge slide on, fridge in. I kept, like I said, that overhang here, so it covers up that area nicely, so I can still keep everything in there. So yeah, I really think this is going to be a good system. We're going to go test fit for the slide for the fridge now and see if that's going to work. I am going to put some of these bolts in just to make sure that we're in the right position so we don't have any issues. So let's do that. Okay guys, so I've got the bolts, the factory bolts, secured back into the Jeep. I've just placed the platform here. Now I did bring the fridge in here and do some measuring. And I know pretty much for this model anyway, if I stay flush with the front plywood, right, all across here, if I stay flush with that and I'm flush with that outer edge, that's going to allow me with the fridge to pull the slide out all the way. It's going to allow the fridge to clear the rear seat, because remember, it's got that taper in the back, and you got to be careful with that. I've seen another guy on YouTube do an install and the same thing, and he had his seats folded down. Well, unfortunately, he had to redo it because he was too far back. So I've also checked the clearance of the door closing, because remember, on the JL door, you got to worry about this jet out here. That's why a lot of people opt to mount the fridge on the opposite side, but I didn't want it right up against the subwoofer. I didn't think that'd be a good idea. So pretty much now that we have this where we want it to be, all I have to do is pull the slide out all the way and then secure it down to the floor with, I'm going to use self-tapping 3/4 inch long screws, so probably 8 to 10 of them, and I'll show you how that happens now. Okay guys, so I wasn't able to film it, but I went ahead and I put some self-tapping screws in to hold the base. It's not going anywhere, it's strong. The cooler's not going to be fully loaded down with a whole bunch of stuff, but I mean, I believe, so this slide is made by Bouge RV. Spoiler alert, that's who makes the fridge that I bought as well. Again, I'll show you that on another video so I can do a full review of it. This slide is like really strong. I think on the website they say it can easily support up to 110 pounds, and just by the construction of this, I guarantee you it can hold 110 pounds. The one thing to note though, if you're installing one of these slides and fridges in a Jeep with a soft top, is 9 times out of 10, regardless, you're not going to be able to slide that fridge out because of the soft top and how much different it is than a hard top. The hard top's so much easier, just open it up. It's not going to slide out with the soft top closed, sorry. The other thing I don't necessarily know if I like about this slide is, and I'll show you here, in order to actuate the slide, and you can look here, there's a tab. So that tab is kind of to push, but it does work. It locks into place. It's just a little bit difficult to get your hand in around there. I think if they had have done something in the front where, you know, a lot of them have, like a little tab where you can just pull it out, or a handle. It does work. Locks in 2 different positions, which is kind of nice, I guess. I mean, if I've got this fully open, I'm not necessarily going to pull this all the way out, right? It just doesn't make sense to. I think it's pretty good. So guys, that's going to be the end of the video today. And if you do like the content that I post and you find it helpful or useful to you, please down below, go ahead and like and subscribe. Yeah, we're going to do the fridge review, hopefully tomorrow for you. Then we got an off-road trip planned to Minden Off-Road Park. That's going to be coming up in about a week from now. Yeah, guys, thanks so much for watching. Definitely enjoy making these videos for you.